Hey, I thought we'd do a quick unboxing video today. Stuff I got since last week and over the weekend. And, uh, and then I also got some of my books that I sent into CGC to get slabbed. I got those back, so we'll take a look at those too. So first up, another white box. Cut the tape to make it easy. And the first book we got is a nice New Gods. I think initially there was a big rush to buy this online. I think they thought that he was going to be the next villain in the movie. It turned out not to be. At the end of the I think the footage that was in the DVD Blu-ray release, it wasn't in the theatrical release, but nonetheless it's still Kirby, still New Gods, and I wanted to have it, and it's a really cool comic, so glad I won it. So that's the first one I got. And then from the same seller, I got this wonderful 20 center. Look at that, huh? 20 cents. That's right. And Man-Thing is great. Never get into the debate which one's better, Man-Thing or Swamp Thing. They're both things, and I like both of them. I have the Power Records Man-Thing, where you put the little 45 on, and I followed along in a comic book, and I have that out, and I think I'm going to do a series of videos on those. I have all of them, so I thought that might be a fun video for everyone, is if I did the Power Record thing. But yeah, this is another nice one I won. Glad to have it. It's a good book. Alright, I got another box from a different guy. He had a bunch of stuff. I didn't win as much as I had hoped, but I guess you never do. Kind of set my prices, and that's it. I don't overpay, or what I think is overpaying. Since I'm mostly a cover collector at this point too, I'm not so much a completist, because I've really read almost all these stories already, so it's just a matter of getting the books to have in my hands and take a look at them. First up is Iron Fist #1. I have probably a 9092 that I sent in a while back, that's due in, I think, Monday or Tuesday next week, so that'll be part of a CGC unboxing when I get those back. But this one will be one that I'll hang on to. It's in nice shape. Got a little tick up in that one corner, but I'd say it's a solid 7, maybe a 7.5, which is just all right for me. It's bright, presentable, and great Gil Kane cover. So the Doctor will appreciate that. It's also that time period where, a very short time period, where Iron Man actually had a nose. If you can make that out real quick. Which is always really funny to me, is why would you make something that someone else could punch? But I did see a story on that, that Stan Lee just walked through the bullpen one day and asked, why doesn't Iron Man have a nose? And I guess the artist took that as, you better start drawing an Iron Man with a nose. So that's how that started, and I don't know if that's true or not, but I think it's a fun story. That's right, I won all these. So for me, part of the Bronze Age, there were some fun books that came out, Champions being one of them, is a series I like, Supervillain Team-Up's another, but the other one, I guess the third one in that group that I really enjoyed, and I never had them all, and when I did get them, they got really mangled. I think I used to let my sister read them, but Miss Marvels, and so my original collection, any Wonder Woman or Miss Marvel I had, are mangled because my sister would borrow them and not treat them like I did. But first one is Miss Marvel 9. It's a pretty nice book. These are all I would say 8592. They're all in really nice shape. So that's the first one, and I never had that one, so that's kind of cool. I'll put them in number order here. I got number 19. One of my favorite covers. I just love the cracking. It looks like he's trying really hard to get out. You could see the boot of Ronin, and of course, I can't remember his name. High Intelligence or something like that, but he always kind of pulled the strings on things. But it's just a great great cover, I think, and it's a really good story on the inside too. Then we have number 20, which I think is the first new costume for her. Another good issue. I like these issues because there was always just a lot of action in it. There was always a big fight going on, usually for no reason. And then lastly is number 22. I think is the second to last. I think her run ended on 23, but I could check that. I know I have 23 already, so I'm getting close. I still need number 1 and a couple others, but I'll be able to complete this run. I already completed Champions and Supervillain Team Up earlier in the year, so that's the raw books that I got, and then I sent in a stack of books to get graded, and I'll take them out of the plastic one by one. First one up was Captain America 104. I have, I'd say, probably a 92, 94 copy of this raw that I hung on to. I picked this one up in a group, so I thought it would be a good idea to send it in. 8.5 is good enough for me. It'll be going up. All of these books that I CGC are going up for sale. I only CGC books when I want to sell them. That way I don't like to have people that buy them argue with you about grade. Next one up is Forever People number 1. Nice book. I don't have another copy of this one. I picked this one up again in a group of books. I liked it, but 7.0, I wanted one that's a little bit wider than this, so I decided to slab this one, and I'll just keep hunting for a nicer copy. But it's just a great Kirby cover. It's silly. Try the Boom Tube If You Dare is just hysterical to me. And the whole Kirby take on, I think, what hippies were back when he wrote this, from kind of an older guy's 1940s view of things. So it's always funny to me that all these characters are in the fourth world. Then I bought this one when I was at a con up in Canada last year, so I went ahead and had that slabbed. Tales of Suspense 59. I got 58 recently, and that's the one I really wanted. So 59 is also a good book, but I got it at a pretty good price. And this one came back as a conserved, and I guess what it turns out is, then when I looked up the notes on it, that the staples had been scraped. So somewhere along the line, someone tried to clean the staples up a little bit. I do notice a little tiny bit of, if you look close, a little bit of foxing there. So maybe there was some moisture and got the staples rusted up a little bit, but still in all, came back a 5. Happy with it. It'll go up on eBay for sale and do its best. The last 2 books are books that I had my friend that does a lot of pressing and things like that recondition for me. The first one I'm going to show, I got it as a kid. I bought it off the rack. I had it for all those years. I sent it in to CGC, and it came back as 6.5. And I read the notes, and there was finger dimples and all this other stuff that they didn't like. So I gave it to my friend, and he worked on it a lot. Sent it in, and it came back, and I'm very pleased with the result. Beautiful looking book, and then you can see it came back as a 9. So it was effort well spent. It only cost me another $18 to get it reslabbed, and well worth it, because the price jump on this book from a 6.5 to a 9.0 is pretty good. So pretty neat. And anyone that's never seen the back of this book, kind of funny. It's an O.J. Simpson ad, so who knew back then what was going to happen in the future. But it's just funny to me that he's got his arm around a little kid here giving him advice. And when you fast forward several decades and what he ended up being, but it's just funny to me. Sign of the times, I guess. And in the next book I bought, and it was rough, and I knew it was going to be, but I bought it with 3 of them, and it was 3 Fantastic Fours. And I got this book, and I thought that it was going to be better. It was kind of an ungraded thing. It was one of those eBay sellers just called it nice or high grade or something like that. And I got it, and it looked in the photos, pretty good, and I looked at them close, but when I got it and I examined it further, I realized it was probably more like a 3.5, maybe a 4.0 at best, and it's just too low for what I wanted. So I had my friend work on it, and I go over and he teaches me how to work out corner crushes, things like that, how to use a press, and we were able to clean this book up to the point where it came back and it got a 5.5. So this one I think I bumped up a good 2 full grades from where it was when I first got it. Again, it's a book that I love. It might be in my top 10 favorite Kirby covers. The lighting on it, the stars. I like how the Inhumans are up here, up above. Her haircut just kills me every time I look at it. I mean, it's horrible. Anyway, and I like this style thing. I like him a little bit better when he's more rounded. This one isn't quite as chiselly as he was once, I think the 70s really came on, and I think it was Joe Sinot or Sino or however you pronounce his name started doing the inking. They really made him look like almost as if sand was falling off of him. But it's just a great cover. And again, this one's going to go up, and I'll continue to look for a 7.0 or better on this book so I can have that. But that's my unboxing for the week. I have, like I said, 14 more coming back. And then I have one that's coming in a higher tier, which is Amazing Spider-Man 300. I think it had a really good shot of being a 9.8. I'm hoping so. I'm not a big fan of Venom. I hung on to it all these years. I have 2 other copies as well. I really just hung on to them to resell so that I can buy some of these older books and do the stuff that I want to do with collecting. Continuing to downsize and downsize, and it's going along good. So I hope you like seeing these old books. Hopefully it's a haul video. It's not just all brand new variants out there or the same 20 books that everyone keeps showing. Not that that's a bad thing. I just thought I'd do something a little different. So until next time, thanks. Keep reading.